Hello. Let's get to it. Woo! Look all of this. So the last phase, okay? So we have right now is phase 5 and phase 2 and phase 3. Okay, I think I want to do the shadow redirection 2 and 3 first. What the heck? Today's the day of prayer. There also seems to be far more visitors who've come to the Haih. I guess they're all here for the day of prayer. I wonder how this all-mythical pharaoh will display her power. I hope it won't be too obvious. If the trick is revealed at a single glance, then that will make things too boring for me. Well, that might not be a bad thing. If we can see through the carrot instantly, then we can solve these kids faster. Oh, I think Miss Arkwright is coming over. Just a moment, everyone. I should say a word of hello to her. Hello, Miss Sharara. Did both you and Dr. Richter end up coming here? Today is the day of the prayer. I'm sure you two will witness the same miracle that captivated me. Did you bring your other friends as well? Oh, well, yes. Okay, I need to adjust this screen here. Yes, we are on a group tour. Excellent, the more the merrier. In that case, should I tell your friends about the almighty Pharaoh Haih? Thank you for your offer, but we want to look around a little more before the ceremony starts. Alright, I'll see you at the ceremony later then. Let's talk to Miss. I just heard a very interesting story. Wanna hear about it? What is it? Take a guess. If you heard it in the Haih, then I'm guessing that there's a good chance it's related to the ruins themselves. Well, you got half of it. I just heard someone say that the great Pharaoh Haih will descend upon this land and rule Camel once more. And when that time comes, the Haih will be reconstructed and turned into the palace of the pharaohs once again. Huh? That just sounds like a bunch of mumbo-jumbos. That's what makes it interesting. I think the guy who made this stuff must have a talent for writing novels. Alright, let's go talk to Luke. Luke, what's wrong? Why do you look so serious? I overheard a visitor telling someone else the secret to Pharaoh Haih's immortality. What did that person say? That person said that the priest that served Haih mastered the mystical arts of being able to reshape flesh and bone. So whenever the pharaoh's body grew weak or fell ill, the priest would then use this secret technique to replace the pharaoh's body with a young and healthy one. And that was how Haih achieved her immortality. She was able to constantly repair her mortal flesh. That doesn't sound scientific at all. That being said, this idea of constant replacement, isn't it quite similar to the metabolism of our bodies? So in a way, it's not entirely out of the realm of science. Yeah, if a person can constantly replace their aging cells, then that person will never grow old. They might even become immortal. I feel that this whole thing is quite absurd, but there's a weird kind of credibility to it. Well, it's only possible in theory. For the people that live in ancient Camel, this level of technology beyond their reach. Alright, so let's start. Our service lost. Okay. That is a fairly intriguing theory. What's interesting? A visitor just told me that the mummy of Pharaoh Haih is actually not in the Ruby's museum. Instead, she is living an eternal happy life with her secret lover in the Haih ruins. She's living eternally underground. That's no different from being a mummy to me. Wait a minute, that sounds oddly familiar. Did someone else say the same thing? Yeah, that weird guy we met in Ruby's before. He also said that Haih wasn't in the museum. It seems like a group of people sincerely believe the rumors circulating about the pharaoh. And lastly, our boy Artem. Where are you, Artem? How are you? Why do they need a water jug? What water jug? Look over there. I noticed that quite a few of the visitors brought jugs of various sizes with them today. Also, those jugs seem to be empty. Now that you mention it, I actually do see someone walking around with a water jug. What are they doing? Is there some special ritual going on today? Well, it might be one of the customary activities the people do on the day of prayer. Let's just see how things play out. Alright, so let's continue. A commotion stirs within the crowd. Shortly after, a mass of people rush toward the East exhibition area. While engrossed in your chat with the others, you raise your head and see Scarlett Arkwright waving at you from within the crowd. The ceremony is finally starting. Haih ruins. I guess this is the prayer ceremony. After walking into the exhibition area, you realize that this space, now packed with visitors, is no longer the same as before. Something feels a bit weird. You see a group of people creeping around the stone statue, seemingly chanting something. Among them are the teenagers and elders, people from Camel and visitors from foreign countries. The Haih ruin is no longer the mysterious and quiet place that you remembered, but something more akin to a gathering place for the devout followers. They are all here, just as I expected. The missing people. Look at the ones next to Miss Arkwright. They are all people who mysteriously went missing from Salt City this past month. The participants of the ceremony spontaneously place money, gold, and silver trinkets next to the pharaoh's statue as if giving an offering. In this day and age, it's quite rare to see so many banknotes in one place. You feel slightly dizzy from the sight. Can the earnest prayers of the visitors really call forth the pharaoh? Is it actually possible? Look, what's that? A person? No, it's a shadow. Oh my! While you are stunned at the sight, the scenery inside the stone chamber morphs. A light blinks to life in the center of the dim room. Mysterious white mist gather and swirl around the stone slab and the people kneeling in front of in a show of devotion. Amidst the white mist, a figure seemingly dressed in the garment of ancient pharaohs slowly descends on top of the stone slab. The shadow rests on the slab. Her figure is slender. Her features are blurred yet mysterious. At that very moment, the people inside the stone chamber reach a feverish crescendo. "Oh, great Pharaoh, please heed our prayers. Your Divine Highness, please show me the way. I swear to forever follow in your footsteps. Oh, great Pharaoh, please grant me eternal life." The whole experience is extremely surreal. Your intuition tells you that there must be some secret behind this whole thing that you have yet to uncover. However, by the time you regain your inquisitive mind, the mysterious white mist has already begun to dissipate. And alongside the white mist, the mysterious shadow also disappears into nothingness. Ah, it's disappeared. That was pretty out there. What just happened? I am unable to think of an explanation. That truly was an intriguing phenomenon. I want to look at that slab again. There might be some other markings there. Come on, let's go over. Okay. Look, what are you looking at? We saw some scratch marks near where the stone slab was, right? I was thinking about these past few days. The studies were actually quite hard, so it shouldn't be that easy to leave scratches behind. While looking at it again today, I think I found the answer. What did you realize? Touch the back of this stone slab. Feels damp, doesn't it? Yeah, is it water? Do you still remember the weird mist just now? The mist will condense into water droplets when it touches the stone slab. Over a long period of time, the water will begin seeping into the stone. When exposed to water vapor for a long time, or if there are acidic substances mixed in the water vapor, the stone then becomes softer and therefore easier to scratch. Since the mist was nothing but water vapor, that means there should be a way to find its source. And since the mist has a source, that suggests that someone must be releasing the mist into this twin chamber. Yeah, let's continue investigating. We'll surely be able to catch wind of the person putting on the magic show. I remember very clearly that the shadow appeared above this stone wall, but I can't see any other markings aside from some ancient hieroglyphs. Am I overthinking? Could it be that this stone wall is not related to the pharaoh's appearance? No, that cannot be right. Not a rush though. What are you looking at? Look over there. The color of the mural in the middle is different from the surrounding ones. Now that you mention it, that patch does seem lighter. I remember the guide for this exhibition area said that the murals on this stone wall were painted on nature for decorative purposes. In the case of normal weathering or oxidation, the colors of the mirror should not have such a significant difference unless this area is constantly exposed to a concentrated light source or moisture over a long period of time. In other words, there's evidence of foul play. It seems that whoever thought of this whole rules forget about this and left this incriminating evidence of their own foul play behind. Alright, let's... What a beautiful clay pot. Sorry. Alright, this. Get out of my way. I was here first. What gives you the right to receive the holy water before me? What do you mean you came first? This is the holy water from the great pharaoh Arkwright. It's for everybody, okay? Like I care. Your jug is way too big. If you take all the holy water away, then what will the others do? All that talk, and for what? You're just jealous because I can get more holy water than you. The holy water we saw on the streets of the central business district in Mien. Could it have come from here? No wonder all those tourists had all sort of containers with them. It was for this so-called holy water. Let's take some of this holy water with us as well. We can give it to the professor for comparison when we collect the report in release later. Yeah, that sounds great. If we have a point of comparison, then it will be easier for us to find out where this holy water is coming from. Alright, and lastly, Artem. Oh my god. Where are you? Oh, Almighty Arkwright, please listen to my humble wishes. I am willing to abandon my worldly house and let my unburdened soul follow in your footsteps forever. Isn't the ceremony already over? Why is this lady still praying to the pharaoh? She has a solemn look on her face. She seems very troubled. I will give you my life for the health of my beloved, so please answer me. Is she praying for her lover? Madam, if you need help, go away! I've been earnestly praying to the Almighty Pharaoh these past few days. Stop getting in my way. That lady is a bit unstable. Let's wait for her to calm down first before approaching her again. Okay. Right. Haih reads. After surveying the surroundings, you guys return to the stone slab. I think the most suspicious thing right here now is this strange stone slab. If we can find the secret of this stone slab, then we'll be able to discover more about this so-called pharaoh. Everyone agrees with your words. And as whether this pharaoh exists or not, I believe all of you already have your own answers. The alleged reborn pharaoh does not exist at all. There must be someone manipulating everything behind the scenes. But the biggest problem now is that we are still missing the main link that can chain all the clues together. We still don't know who that person is and what their motives are. At least we know we made the right decision to come to Kittens. We have to solve the mystery and uncover the truth. Only then can we convince those followers of the pharaoh who mindlessly listen to rumors. He's right. Simply telling all those people that they are wrong or getting them to leave Kittens by force probably isn't the best solution to the situation at hand. The best thing you can do is to discover the truth behind this incident and have all the believers leave Kittens voluntarily after realizing the truth. The tile behind the stone slab has a crack. It seems like it's still emitting a bit of mist. There's a crack in the tile? Luke bends down, attempting to get a closer look. He runs a finger along the crack. It's not a crack, it's a hole. Come and have a look. It feels like there's air coming out of the small hole. What? After hearing Luke's words, Maris immediately squats down and holds a hand above it. There really is air coming out. It's like an air vent. If it was not the condensation from the mist, we might not have noticed this. From the size and shape of the hole, it doesn't seem like a natural occurrence. I think it was made by someone. Who would be so bored that they drill a small hole in the tiles behind the stone tablet? A small hole, white mist. A thought suddenly flashes through your mind, linking these two curiosities together like a chain. A projector? After hearing your words, Luke frowns, then moved his hair toward the small hole again. Soon after, his eyes light up. Maybe it really is just as Shara said. There is an airflow from this hole, so there should be a space underneath the floor of this stone room. Assuming that there is a space, if someone shines a strong light underneath, the light will hit the white mist from earlier, and the mist will become a natural screen that can reflect the image of whatever the person behind this wishes to show everyone. Yeah, the shadow we saw also faded away after the mist disappeared. If it is as Luke says, then everything makes sense. It sounds reasonable, but wouldn't it be a bit too much? But wouldn't it be too much to take for granted? First of all, is there really an underground space in this place? Moreover, why did no one realize anything unusual if it really was this simple? Yeah, that's something worth thinking about. I think we should have another look around. What are you guys doing? Just as you are about to continue probing around, a stern shot comes from behind. You find the people who'd originally been standing around with their water jugs conversing all standing around you. One of the leaders, a middle-aged man, was the one who berated us. It is offensive to the pharaoh to touch the slab. Do you know the rules here? We're sorry, we were just curious. You can't touch it even if you are curious. You don't look like you're here for the day of prayer. Who brought you here? Do you know that the Haih are closed to public visitors on the day of prayer? We're just here to look around. Apologies, we'll leave right now. All of you look completely out of place surrounding the slab empty-handed. To avoid the conflict from escalating, you leave in a hurry after a sincere apology. How unlucky. It felt like if we had more time, we'd make a breakthrough in our investigation. It's alright, we'll find another opportunity to come back. They'll leave anyway. It's not possible for them to stay here and keep watch every time. Yeah, what's our next step? Should we leave first? Arthur, did you get the lab test result from that professor you get in touch with? I contacted the professor in the morning. He told me that the result would probably be ready today. I'm guessing just as he was finishing his final words, Arthur's phone suddenly starts vibrating. Hello, it's me. I hope you're well, Professor. Have the lab result come back yet? Alright, we'll go over right away. Haha, what a coincidence. And here we were just talking about the next step. Voila, a new clue emerged. Well, let's go have a look at it. Who knows, you might get a breakthrough. Alright. Ruby's Street. So beautiful. After turning the corner, you spot the old professor from a distance waiting for you in front of the chemistry lab. He walks up and greets you with a smile upon seeing you. Mr. Wing, I've rushed out the lab report you asked for. Please have a look. Thank you for helping us out. Arthur takes the lab report and you curiously peer at it. After examination, no toxic substances are detected within the item's test tab. Detected substances contain serine, cysteine, glutamine. All of these ingredients are essential amino acids for the human body. So the liquid being tested is actually much closer to a nutritional solution. Pretty much, or to be more precise, it's a cell culturing liquid of sorts. Professor, could you please explain further on it? Of course I can. What would you like to know, miss? Growth solution. You mentioned that this liquid is a growth solution. What do you mean by that? To put it simply, this is a liquid agent that promotes cell growth. It is generally used in the laboratory as a nutrient solution in the culture medium to promote the growth of the recipient cells. Sounds like there is no harm in this stuff. Yes, no harmful substances that threaten the human body have been identified in this test sample. Can you tell me if ingesting this liquid will cause any adverse effect? Ingesting it, not many people want to be dosing themselves with such a liquid, but it will cause no harm even if they do take it. And does it have any therapeutic effects? You can think of it as an ordinary nutrient solution. It will neither harm your body nor have any therapeutic effect. You can't get cure of illness just by drinking a nutrient solution like this. So those rumors about the miraculous effects of holy water are all fake after all. Is there anything else you guys would like to ask? Professor, I have another liquid sample here. Can you please help me with another lab test? I want to know if the composition of this one is the same as the one in that test report. No problem, as there is already sample, the comparison will take much faster for this time. I will still send the result to Mr. Wing once it's out. Thank you, Professor. There's no need for thanks. Mr. Wing helped me out a lot, so I'm glad that I could return the favor. Well, I still have work to do, so I'll leave first. Professor, please take care. After watching the professor leave, you all find a relatively secluded location to discuss the information that had just been received. If we summarize the clues we managed to find before in conjunction with the results from the analysis we got today, I personally think that this incident is playing out like a typical fraud case. The mastermind behind this case first used the rumor of the pharaoh's resurrection to attract victims. Then they used the alleged holy water to cheat the victims of their assets. So it seems like his objective is to make money. Things may not be as simple as that. If the only purpose is to attract victims and gain their assets, then it will be very unnecessary to go to such extraordinary lengths. Among them, there should be more details still unknown to us. I agree with Vince's opinion. Sometimes the simpler the means, the more effective it is. It's easy to make flaws by deceiving the crowd through the use of rumors about the pharaoh. And the guys hiding behind all of this who insist on this deception method should have a reason behind their action that we do not yet know. Perhaps the suspect himself has a pharaoh complex. He likes Arkwright, and that's why he always plays pharaoh. That's true. I find that quite a lot of people in Haih particularly worship this female pharaoh of the ancient kingdom. It is not impossible that this guy is taking advantage of this mentality. If you ask me, the most suspicious thing is the slap. I'm sure there's something hidden under it. It would be nice if we can find a chance to go back and investigate more. Yeah, I also think we should go back to Haih's ruins again to carefully re-examine everything. As he is talking about this, a few stray shots resound behind him. Sir, please leave immediately. The voice seemingly comes from the entrance of the Rubies Museum. What's going on? A feeling of astonishment and seriousness washes over you. Isn't this the guy, the same man who was making a huge fuss in front of the museum last time? Why don't you explain the facts to those innocent tourists? The mummy of the pharaoh, Haih, is not in your museum at all. I saw her with my own eyes today. You have replaced the great pharaoh with the mummies from unknown ancient kings. You are misrepresenting the facts. Sir, you are being ridiculous. Please leave immediately. Watching the scene transpire before the museum, Venus comes close to your ear and asks in a low voice, Miss, is this the same guy you saw creating a disturbance before? He's not the same guy, but this guy is saying things that are very similar to that guy. I already have enough evidence. Just wait and see. I will convince you all this time. Man, why are so many people coming to the entrance of the museum to talk nonsense recently? Carry on. I will make sure to call the police. The fuss in front of the museum continues and the staff seems to call the police. You stay back and watch, not wanting to cause an even larger scene. Let's head back to Mien CBD and talk to the police there and explain the situation. Agreed, the current situation developed in a way that I didn't expect. I think it's better if the police are here to mediate things. Hello, travelers from afar. Can I help you with anything? Oh, here's the story. You briefly outlined what you've encountered in Haih so far. After listening to your statement, the young officer hesitantly speaks up. This matter seems a bit complicated. Please come in with me. I think you need to have a good chat with my colleague. Mien Police Department. The officer leads you to the reception room. About 5 minutes later, another officer comes into the room to greet you. Hello, I'm Yahya. Breaking off in the middle of a sentence, he suddenly freezes, then gives you a big smile. Oh, it's you. What a coincidence. Yes, and it turns out the person standing in front of you was the same enthusiastic police officer who showed you the direction when you first came to Camel. Hi, Yahya. I didn't expect that with such... We have so... We have whatever. This might be a divine guidance. What a coincidence. Since we're all acquaintances, let's just do away with the introductions. Here's the thing. We've actually noticed the scenario that you guys are talking about. We had similar rumors circulating here for a while before the police from Scarlett City came to contact us. That means that the situation has actually been going on for some time. For about half a year. In the beginning, it only circulated in the area around Haih, but now it seems to have been growing in scale. Please forgive my bluntness in saying this, but since all of you have already noticed this phenomenon, why didn't you make a timely intervention? Well, Camel actually has a tradition of worshipping the pharaoh, and Haih is also the pharaoh we highly respect and worship here. So we just took it as a simple civil ritual in the beginning and didn't want to interfere too much. I see. If I may give a bold suggestion, can I ask you to collaborate with us, the police of Camel? I think we and the police of Scarlett City both want to find out what's really happening down here as soon as possible. Our side will definitely investigate the case in the Haih ruins as soon as we can, but I think that since you already have some clues on your end, the joint effort from both parties should be able to accelerate the investigation of this case. Conducting a joint investigation is fine and all, but during the investigation, I hope that you can properly share any information you learn with us. Of course, I can guarantee it. We are all encountering some problems on our end, and we hope that the police can also help us solve some of it. You mean the obstacle that you told my colleague during your investigation in the Haih ruins? Okay, not a problem. Once the cooperation starts, we will do our best to cooperate with you. Then that will be all from me. We hope that this incident will be resolved smoothly by us working together. So, are we all in agreement? Let's work hard together. Yahya enthusiastically extended his right hand for a handshake. I look forward to working with you. Oh, alright, complete schedule of resurrection. Oh my god. Oh, plenty. So let's continue. This kitten is so cute. Of course, they are very charming. Everyone passes by stops by to give them a pat of two. Oh my glutinous cat. Kittens, whatever shall I do with you? What's wrong? I had a movie day with my friend, but these kittens were pestering me for some dried minnows. Look at the way they are lying on the ground, playing with each other. But I really don't have the time to buy a dried minnows for them today. Where do you buy them? I can buy some for them. Really? That will be great to hear. These cats are trees. The resident in the neighborhood spoils them often, so these little girls grow up to have to pick him off. They only eat the dried minnows on the store on the far east side of the Mien CBD. It's a little far from here. Sorry for the trouble. It's no trouble at all. Not for such cute kittens. Oh, sorry. A few days have passed since you reached the cooperation agreement with Yahya at the police station. You've been waiting to hear from the Camel police these past few days. But for some reason, there is still no response from Yahya. I wonder how Yahya and his colleague are doing with their investigation. I'm also a little worried. There seems to be no news at all. I gave them a call yesterday. The officer said Yahya had been on fieldwork recently and just came back today. He's back today. Then why don't we go directly to the Mien police station and ask about the situation? I agree. If we are lucky, we may be able to run into Haih and clarify things in person. By the way, speaking of inquiries, Mr. Wing, any response from the professor? Is the test report for the liquid we obtained at the Haih ruins done yet? Yes, the results are out. The composition of the liquid obtained at the Haih ruins is consistent with the holy water that was previously checked. In other words, those liquids are all cellular nutrient solutions that someone deliberately added. It seems our speculation is correct. Our answer is hidden in the Haih ruins. Let's go to the police station first. We can tell Haih about this and see what the police think. Okay, let's go. Mien Police Department. Luck still favored you, it seems. Shortly after you walk into the Mien police station, Haih appears in front of you with his usual warm smile. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I've been so busy investigating this situation in Haih ruins that I couldn't get in touch with you in time. Haih, could you update us on the progress of your investigation? Well, the people involved in the current case are mainly concentrated in the vicinity of Haih ruins and have been spreading to the surrounding areas. To prevent rumors from further spreading, we have set up checkpoints in several areas and conducted a legal awareness campaign for local residents. However, more detailed investigation is still required to completely resolve this. I remember that Captain Morgan from the South Police Department said that he would get in touch with the Camel police. Yes, Captain Morgan has recently contacted us about this case several times. Currently, we are in agreement that the areas of focus should be the Haih ruins and the surrounding areas in the Ita Desert. I see. Is there anything we can help with? Yes, I hear from Mr. Morgan that N2X has managed to solve quite a few difficult cases in Seoul City. I trust in your abilities and hope that you will assist us with carrying out an intensive investigation of the Haih ruins. Of course, we will do our best to assist the police. Haih, I'd like to ask you something before we begin the investigation. Who was the first to discover the Haih ruins? If memory serves me right, it was discovered by an archaeological team led by an archaeologist named Mural. Why? Is there something wrong? Here's the deal. During the previous investigation, we realized that there might be another underground space underneath the Haih ruins. Look it over, then explain to Haih the details of what you have found. After listening to Luke's explanation, Haih frowns. I've checked the document. The Haih ruins were discovered by Professor Rolf. On the ground of preserving the ancient ruins, the local tourism planning bureau built the Relic museum that you are seeing now. The archaeological team did not report any discovery of additional underground spaces. Is it convenient for us to visit Professor Rolf so that we can ask about the development of the Haih ruins at that time? Well, we haven't really heard from him after he went abroad for further studies a few years ago. I think he may have settled abroad, but we'll have to check the exact location again. Can I confirm the full name of Professor Rolf? I think it should be Bar Rolf, if I remember correctly. What's the matter? Do you guys suspect the professor? No, I am just asking. That is all from me. We can leave at any time to conduct an official investigation at the Haih ruins. Then let's go now. Are the police joining us? I have some other cases to deal with myself, so I can't go with you all to investigate for now. However, my colleague is already on standby at the Haih ruins. You can contact him directly if you have any findings. Would that be okay? Wait, let's head down now. Oh my god, 6. There are fewer tourists than before. The police seems to have taken some measures such as evacuating tourists, limiting the flow of passengers and the like. Nobody will stop us this time. Let's get to work now. Oh, what is Mary selling that little boy over there? Hey kid, could I please have a look at your necklace? No, Mom said I couldn't show the sash bone to anyone else. Otherwise, the great pharaoh will be angry. Huh? The kid's holding a pendant shaped in the piece of a peculiar piece. Is it a sash bone? Why will the pharaoh be angry? The pharaoh won't know about it. No way. Mom told me that she had really seen the pharaoh here at the Haih. It's right over there by the mural. She used the sash bone to summon the door to the other world and walked right through. This is a piece of interesting news. Hey, where is the mural you're talking about? Can you take us there? It's on the east side, right behind the slate that records the deeds of the great pharaoh. So it's over there, the mural behind the stone slab. Maurice, do you think it's connected to the stone slab in some way? I can't work it out. Why don't we just go and have a look for ourselves? Maybe we can also witness the so-called door to the other world. Well, we can get everyone down here to have a look at it once we finish investigating the other pieces. No. Dr. Richter, thank you for your thoughts. I am just thinking about Professor Rolf, the archaeologist who discovered the Haih ruins. Yes, up until now, I've always regarded the professor as a very interesting scientist. Scientist? This is correct. He has published many theories on the concept of space-time and survival analysis on the ancient pharaohs using scientific methods. Although there is no shortage of non-realistic scientific rhapsody, the overall impression is one of fresh novelty. I thought I had misheard when Yahya mentioned the name. After confirming the name, I looked it up on the name again to make sure that it was the same professor. I did not expect for him to be such accomplished in archaeology in addition to his achievement in scientific research. Sounds like you're pretty impressed with him. Naturally, but if having the chance, I would like to discuss some things with him. It's like, alright, whatever. You look first. As I thought, what? I've just done an experiment. Light a fine wooden stick and insert it in that small hole, then take the stick out after a while. I noticed that the top of the stick was still burning without any sign of going out. That means there is air below. Exactly. Now it's clear that there must be a space underneath the Haih that is large enough to allow air circulation. Yeah, only a basement that being frequently open can maintain such air circulation. But how can we find the way down? Don't worry, we'll definitely find it as long as we're patient enough. Alright. Why do you keep looking at the stone through? Is something wrong with it? No, I was just wondering why that person placed the nutrient solution into the stone through. If he takes the advantage of the chaos to place the holy water in front of the slab when the mist rises, then wouldn't that be more compelling to those who thirst for holy water? I can't figure it out either. But the chaos back then was real. What with the people and the fog, among other things, I don't think it's as complicated as we think it is. It might just be more convenient to pour that nutrient solution into the stone throw. Well, that makes sense. I might have been overthinking things. Alright. The Camel police have evacuated the tourists, so nothing gets in the way of your investigation this time. After surveying the whole area, you come to the mural that the little boy wearing the sash bones mentioned. Is this the wall that little boy was talking about before? The murals on the wall display anecdotes from the period when Haih ruled the ancient kingdom of Kittens. Many of the murals in the history ruins are about this subject. It doesn't seem to be anything strange. But the murals on this wall do not seem very natural. Yeah, there are several marks on the wall that matches the stone slab over there, which does make it a little unusual. You mean, look over here, this wall made of marble. The hardness of this kind of marble is relatively high, which means that scratch marks like this aren't normally possible. That's true, unless someone rubs it with the material frequently enough. If that happens, then marks like this will end up showing after all. You mean the marks are similar to what forms when you rub two identical pieces of marble with each other? For example, maybe a movable door, something that often opens and closes repeatedly will probably leave such marks. Exactly. Theoretically speaking, there should be a hidden door near this wall that can be pushed open. So now our question is, how are we going to open this door? Oh, what's up? Look at the middle of the mural. There seems to be a groove. The direction of the groove is crooked if you align it. Doesn't it look like a straight line is splitting into Doesn't it look like a straight line is splitting the whole mural in half? Mirrors gesture at the mural. Yeah, the outline really looks like a door. And the shape of this groove. Isn't it similar to the sash bone that we saw on that little boy? Wow, you're right. It would be good if we can find something similar so that we can insert it in. Maybe this is the trigger for the hidden door. Say, do you think I'll be able to get what we need if I try borrowing the necklace from that little kid? That will be a little hard. He seems to be very defensive of us. Wait, Miss Arkwright has one too. Dr. Richter, can we try to borrow Sesbon from Miss Arkwright? Miss Arkwright isn't that defensive toward us, so we can give it a try. However, we do not know where Miss Arkwright is right now. She told us before that she lives nearby the oasis in the Ita Desert, so we can try looking for her there. Okay, I'll go together with you. Then we'll stay here and wait for your news. We can also take this opportunity to study the mural further. Well, if more people show up, it could bring about the opposite effect, so I think it's best if you two were the ones who went. Just, Shirara, remember to inform us immediately if anything happens. Okay, let's get going then. Why do they always have problems understanding my choices? It was like this before and it's still the same now. If you deny me, then why are you still trying to tie me down? Huh? This voice? Miss Arkwright? While touring the desert oasis, you suddenly pick up a familiar voice nearby. You glance in the direction of the voice, and sure enough, Scarlett Arkwright stands by a tall palm tree, muttering something under her breath. Miss Arkwright, are you alright? Miss Shirara, what are you doing here? I come to hang out near the oasis. What a coincidence to see you here. You look a little down. Is there something on your mind? Want to talk it out? Oh, it's all those people at home. They're so annoying. They think everything I encountered in the historians was a delusion, a figment of my imagination. They think that even the pharaoh Haih is a non-existent. They always like to reject what I pursue. No matter what I enjoy, they always say, this is not right, that is not okay. It's so annoying. It sounds stiffing just hearing about it. There must be a deep divide between Miss Arkwright and her family. This is presumably one of the reasons why Miss Arkwright came to Kittens. If there is still a deep divide between Miss Arkwright and her family, then it would be an almost impossible task to persuade her to stay to return to SoTT. I am really fond of Haih. I've always worshipped her independence, strength, and courage ever since I was a child. She has all the wonderful qualities that I adore and would like to learn from. I want to be just like her. I'm looking forward to the day when Haih rules Kittens again. I believe that only by following the great pharaoh will I get the freedom I want. By following, you mean? I want to stay here and watch over the pharaoh Haih forever. I want to be her most loyal subject. She seems to have a real obsession with Haih. Miss Arkwright, it is certainly correct in the sense that you want to become an independent and self-reliant woman like Haih. But isn't your approach seemingly slightly out of line here? Wouldn't it be more appropriate if we just learn from the spirit of Pharaoh and follow her deeds as an inspiring example to courageously pursue our own path? You're absolutely right, Shiraira. I'm just going down my own route right now. You and Dr. Richter are truly the only ones who can understand me. I am so happy. Miss Sakura seems to have a misunderstanding something. I believe that Haih is not a false miracle but a real and guiding light for me. I am off to Hassorius now to continue the pursuit of my path. Miss Shiraira, thank you. I feel better after talking to you. Let's have a chat again the next time we met. Miss Arkwright, please wait. Scarlett Arkwright ignores your words. She quickly strides away and soon her figure disappears from your sight. Miss Arkwright seems to have decided that Haih is the one for her to pursue. To break her illusion of Haih's resurrection, it is still necessary to find the truth behind the whole thing as soon as possible. Oh, Dr. Richter, Shiraira, are you guys here to sightsee? I've lived here for a few days and know this neighborhood pretty well. Do you want me to bring you around? Thank you, Miss Arkwright. I'll be sure to keep you up the next time we have the chance. Actually, we're here for something else today. Oh, what is it? Miss Arkwright, may I borrow your cell phone? Dr. Richter, can you tell me the reason why? The cell phone is a very important treasure to me. I can't just give it away so casually. Miss Arkwright has not refused us yet. We may have a chance. I and Shiraira both desire the favor of the Pharaoh Haih as well. We would like to take the cell phone and pray to the Pharaoh once more in hope for our prayers to be heard. Yeah, we're really interested in learning more about the Pharaoh Haih. I promise that we will return it to you as soon as we're done. Will that do? I get it. You guys must have been impressed by Haih's charm too, right? Dr. Richter, you finally understand how I feel, don't you? Yes, we want to witness the real Pharaoh coming from the other world. However, if we can really solve the mystery of this matter, then I suppose we'd have found the real Pharaoh, right? Alright, I normally wouldn't let it out like that if it was someone else who asked, but since it's you, Dr. Richter, you were the only one who was willing to listen to me back in SoTT. You're a good person and I trust you. Here, take the cell phone and to the slab and pray. I'm sure your wishes will be granted. But remember to return it to me after you're done. Understood. Thank you, Miss Arkwright. We've got it. Look, this is the second one. You carefully take out the necklace that you got from Scarlett Arkwright and place it on the Mural scroll for comparison. The shape of the pendant is the same as the groove. Looks like we were right. Can I use this necklace for however I like? I want to take the pendant off and insert it. Maybe we can rotate the groove section. No, I promised Miss Arkwright that I will return the necklace to her in one shape. I see. Too bad then. Wait a minute. I'll make another one with a soft plastic mold. Plastic mold? Yes, we can create a mold by leaving an imprint of the necklace on soft resin. Once the resin hardens, we can then create a copy of the necklace. Don't worry, this isn't difficult. It's just a bit of hassle since it takes a long time. I never thought that you actually brought along the materials to make a mold. I'm used to it, and it's good to be prepared. Look, it came to be of use now, no? Luke takes out a numerous bottles from his backpack and lines them out on the ground. He quickly mixed the two viscous liquid together and pours them into another box. After a few minutes, he placed the Seth one into the box as well. An hour later, he opens the box and takes out Seth one, handing it to Vin. There we go. I'll pour another material into it later on, then our own very Seth one will be ready. Vin, I don't need this necklace any longer. You can have it back. Looks pretty interesting. I'd like to give it a try myself if we have a chance next time. Sure thing. Just tell me what you want to make and I'll help you. How long will it take for this mold to be formed? Give or take another hour. Well, I can go back to the Utah desert to return Miss Arkwright the Chef-born. The mold should be almost ready by the time I'm back. Okay, we'll try and see if this mold works once you're back. About an hour later, Luke completely peels off the soft rubber. A mold with an almost identical size, dimension and contours to the Seth one is completed. It looks exactly the same. Is it complete? The elegantly low voice sounds almost simultaneously with your excited one. You can tell that it's been even without turning around. Dr. Register, you're back! Yes, I have returned the necklace to Miss Arkwright. How are things on your end? Looks to be very successful. I just don't know what will happen once I plug it into the groove. No one can predict the outcome until we give it a try. Go on, I can't wait. Let's see what it has for us. You take the molded model of Sesquan that Luke made to the throne wall decorated with intricate murals. Luke carefully inserts his molder into the same groove, into the small groove. It fits perfectly into the recess. If the material wasn't completely different, we'd have taken it as part of how it was designed. Phew, next one would be, if the things turn out to be just like we'd expect, then you should be able to turn it. Yeah, I'll try. Luke takes a deep breath and moves his wrist little by little. You can't help but to hold your breath. The slight scraping sound of stone against stone breaks your nerves in the silence. It's really moving. Looks like my speculation is correct. The groove embedded in the Seth bond along the surrounding relics seems to have transformed into a rotatable disc. Little by little, Luke slowly adjusts it into place. Every now and then, he leans against the wall, listening to the sound of the gears turning in the alcove, and then carefully adjusting the angle bit by bit until you hear a slight sound of stones upon stone. Okay, I think it's slotted where it should be. Luke stands up and brushes off the dust on his hand. Theoretically, a direct push would move the wall. Does anyone want to try? How about I give it a try? Shirira, it might be dangerous. Maybe I should. Don't worry, you're beside me. There's no way it will be dangerous if you're here. If I can't push it open, then you do it. Okay, be careful. Do not step up and push the wall with all your might. The sounds of gears rotating comes from the wall, clicking several consecutive times, and then dust rises up as a seam gradually widens in front of you. It's open. Is this a secret room? No, it's a passage. The wall with the mural splits into two parts in front of you, exposing a door-sized cavity in the middle. A long downward staircase appears in front of you. Nobody knows where it actually leads. Follow the guidance of Seth 1 to seek the otherworldly. So this is what it means. I thought this was just a rumor. I didn't expect it to be a truth. So following the guidance of the decisive ones all down. Shouldn't we all go for a walk into the other world now? Yes, we are. I think the answers we seek are definitely down below. Hold on, I'll tell the police about what's going on here. We can go down after the Camel police confirm it's okay to do so. Oh my god. Sorry, I just want to... Oh my god, this is like a chemistry lab. Yeah, let's continue. After Artem reports your new findings to the Camel police, you turn on the flashlight and walk down the steps. The underground space gradually opens up before your eyes. So there's another ruin underneath the Haih ruins. Looks at the murals on this wall, and these items scattered on the floor. Is this the underground temple of the ancient Camel? It looks like the ruins of an altar in an underground temple. Look at these artifacts on the ground, and those murals. They're all the Haih ruins were originally the ruins of an ancient temple. So it is not surprising that there are these artifacts around. The strange thing is why did Rob's archaeological team not announce the truth of the Haih ruins to the world back then? Yes, common sense dictates that it is unlikely for the archaeological team to have made such a big blunder. In my opinion, I think that this was deliberately hidden. Do you realize that the environment here seemingly doesn't seem all that different when compared to the upper ruins? Moreover, this place has smooth air circulation, which means that this place hasn't been sealed off for a long time. Yeah, it does seem a little unusual. Let's look around, we might find something. Yes, but this time we shouldn't stray too far from each other and keep your guard up. Look here, there's the exact same mural that depicts the life of the pharaoh Haih. Yeah, but this mural shows signs of severe paint loss and look even more weathered down than the ones in the previous floor. This might be the real precious cultural artifact from the ancient Khmer kingdom. Fortunately, weathering is not as severe underground as it is up above. Still, it will certainly be further damage if nothing is done about it. It would be better for us to inform the police to arrange for some archaeologists to come in for investigation as soon as possible. These murals look a bit weird. What? Look approaches, staring intently at the mural for a good while. There seems to be inscription in the cracks of this mural pattern. Inscriptions? Where are they? Wait, it's too small and covered in a layer of dust. A good cleaner should do the trick. Luke turns on the flashlight. He takes out a tiny brush from his fanny pack and uses it to sweep the dust little by little under the light of the torch. Gradually, some faint symbol appears beneath the brush. It is the special hieroglyph script of the ancient kingdom of Khmer. Print froze slightly, his lip pressed into thin lines, seemingly trying to rack his brain for something. A few moments later, his clear voice sounds in the quiet stone room. My beloved, you have gone to the place where God is. I should have followed your footsteps, but I had to stop here again. My sweetheart, if you know my heart, remember my name. The name Haih will always belong to you alone. I am willing to one day be reunited with you again. We shall reunite on the summer night when the blue lotus is in bloom. Reunite in the morning when the lake is still. Oh, my lover, may we? That voice is clearly Vince, yet so very different. Word by word, line by line. Across thousands of years, the faint mist from a distant place fills your heart with sadness. Is that a message from Haih? Yes, perhaps she did have a heartfelt lover, just as the legends say. Was her lover the subject, innocent as rumored? I heard that there was a strict regime for royal marriages in ancient Khmer. The royal family could only be married to another royal family, and marriage with subjects of commoners were not allowed. According to the records, Mien died of serious illness 3 years after Haih's reign. Later, the posthumous affairs of this heavyweight minister became unknown. No one knew where the female pharaoh had buried him. But the message left on this mural, do you think this could be the underground tomb that Haih prepared for her beloved? I think it is plausible, and it can even be speculated from this message that she might have been willing to follow her beloved to the other world at one point, only to give up the idea in the end. The female pharaoh, Haih, was unmarried for life. During her reign, the ancient kingdom of Khmer achieved unprecedented growth. I think she might have given up her personal feelings for the sake of her country. Yeah, she was a very charming person indeed. I think that it's okay if, that at least, he's willing to not married. They have to suicide. You don't have to, commit suicide. There seems to be something in the box. Let me have a look. Maris opens the box and inside was a cloud of soft fabric. Close. From the looks of it, isn't this an outfit that the ancient Khmer nobles donned? There are no obvious signs of damage on the garment. It should have been recently made. Why is an outfit of ancient times here? Wait a minute, there is something underneath the box. Is that a scepter? The head of a scepter is the symbol of the god of death. Did you receive this on the day of prayer? The very same scepter we saw in the head of Pharaoh's table. Do you remember the pinhole projection we discussed before? I I do now. It looks like our thoughts have been validated. These are evidence that someone is pulling a ruse. The alleged pharaoh's manifestation pretty much explained itself the moment the box was opened. You now know very clearly that the pharaoh is fictional, but where is the person pretending to be pharaoh? Everything is still unanswered. Is this a golden coffin? The style of it seems very similar to the one introduced in the museum, which was used by the royal family in ancient Chinese kingdom. Yeah, it could be the pharaoh's coffin. So will there be that? Not sure. It's better for us not to touch anything. Yeah, let's just keep our distance. It looks like someone left information on the table. What does it say? First attempt, the combination experiment failed. Second attempt, the gene fragment is unstable, unable to find reason. Third attempt, the genetic recombination was successful, but the receptor is not stable enough. The survival rate was 5%. None of the experimental samples have reached the ideal state and need to be recoupled with the. It's hard to see its clearly. The manuscript is so badly scribbled that I can really read it. Is this some kind of experimental record? It seems to be a very dangerous experiment. What does he mean? Is it a person name? We better store these records and leave them to the police. And the last one. Are these test tubes on the shelf? Huh? But why would something like that be down here? Test tubes, petri dishes, triangular flask. Is that centrifuge I see over there? It's fully equipped like a small laboratory. However, most of these devices are empty. Are my eyes deceiving me, or am I seeing a measuring cup that is still anything missed? Gosh, how can there be such thing under the ruins? These are obviously not treasures left behind from the ancient kingdom. I think someone deliberately placed them here. And they come back very often to use the lab apparatus, which means this was done while we were unaware at the time when many people are visiting. Someone was hiding here doing experiments. Don't tell me, did the mist I saw coming from the stone tracks originate from these test tubes and measuring cups? What am I thinking about? That's impossible. I shouldn't be spooking myself like that. Although it is obviously the ruins of ancient Camel kingdom, there are still visible signs of modern transformation everywhere. The deeper you explore, the more you feel that this area under the ruins is full of perplexing mysteries. This feeling of disbelief reaches its peak when you look at the manuscripts piled up on the floor. So many documents, and they are all manuscripts. The handwriting of the manuscript is massive. Looks like someone hastily hand-recorded everything. Strange, modern people are all used to carrying around electronic devices which have the function of voice-to-text conversion. People seldom like to record anything done on pen and paper anymore. Is he an old-school academic perhaps? Whatever he is, the fact that he is heading here to do research is strange in and of itself. By the way, what's written on those documents? At a cursory look, most of the documents in this file are all research papers about research reports about Arkwright. It shortly includes the habits of the pharaoh and her life escapades. Is there anything odd? Remember the mural we saw earlier? The inscription that Arkwright left for her beloved? I remember. The manuscript mentions Arkwright was unmarried all her life, but perhaps she had a secret lover, her Prime Minister Mien. Because of the rules at the time, Pharaohs were not allowed to intermarry with their subjects, hence they had never made their relationship public. Yeah, this is consistent with the message left in the mural, but the manuscript then goes on to mention, after Arkwright died, she was buried with her lover Mien at the Haih temple. It is also here, the Haih ruins where we are now. Their ancient ruin was originally a joint tomb built by Arkwright herself and Mien. That's not right, is it? Based on the information on the mural, Arkwright should have left after burying her beloved. And hasn't her mummy been found by archaeologists and police in the Rubies Museum? Mien, who has been looking through another manuscript, also speaks up. But the owner of the manuscript believes that the pharaoh's mummy in the Rubies Museum is fake. It was the mummy of another noble found in a fake coffin. It was alternately set up by Arkwright, and she was buried together with her beloved as she wished. No way, I feel like I've heard this somewhere before. It was the first time we went to Rubies, the time we looked for the professor. Now I remember the guy who got into an argument with the staff in front of the Rubies Museum back then. Yeah, what he said is almost identical to the manuscript. Can it be a coincidence? Is that strange man the one you are looking for? You are just about to trail after your train of thought when Mien's voice interrupts you. Wait a minute, I seem to have seen this handwriting before. Where are they? Remember when I told you about Professor Ralph who published papers on the concept of space-time? In those papers, some of the formulas used to calculate time difference were written by hand. The handwriting is very similar to the one written in this manuscript. Huh? Ralph? Wouldn't that be... Is that the first archaeologist that Haih mentioned who brought a team in to investigate the Haih ruins? Mien nods silently. Suddenly, a seed of doubt sprouts in your mind. Dr. Richter, are you sure that this handwriting is Professor Ralph's? No, the consistency of handwriting is too difficult to judge purely through memory. But I think it is highly unlikely that these handwriting measures were left by Professor Ralph. Let's go up and talk to the police about this and have them focus on Ralph. He is very suspicious now, and we... Who's there? Before you can finish, a stern shout from Luke snaps you out of your thoughts. You essentially raise your head, looking in the direction of Luke's pointing at. A shadow just passed. Now, everyone, are we gonna chase him? Let's go check it out. We're 5 against 1, nothing to be afraid of. I want to see which mouse is hiding underground and playing hide and seek with us. Freeze! Lustro showed the finger that is trying to run out of the tomb. In an instant, everyone runs forth to block the exit that he's trying to escape from. This road is closed, no running away. The man finally stops. He slowly turns around. You! In a slightly stained lab coat, the man looks disheveled, tired as a whole. He's the same man you saw in front of the Rubies Museum. Professor Ralph, I never thought I would meet you here. It is truly an honor. You guys came here a little faster than I expected. However, you don't look very bright since it took you this long to find this place despite the numerous hints I give. Hint? What does he mean by that? Did you deliberately lure us here? What do you think? Do you really think you can find the hidden door I set up just by investigating the history ruins? If I hadn't sent you the investigation, are you able to follow the clues to come here? What Ralph says is strange, and it feels like every word of his holds meaning of some sort. He seemingly remarks that the reason you are able to enter the underground ruin is due to his deliberate guidance. He's been subtly luring all of you here to discover what's going on. Why? It doesn't seem to make sense. Why did he deliberately let people find out about everything? Do you admit that you are responsible for all these strange events in the Hester ruins? Did you also prepare the holy water in the stone throw of the ruins taken by tourists? Oh, you seem to already know quite a lot. Ralph let out a contemptuous laugh, basically admitting to everything. What is your purpose? It would be too boring if I had no one to share my great achievements with. However, ending it prematurely won't be any fun. Plus, I have more important things to do. Ralph takes a step backwards as he speaks. As he moves, everyone instantly crowd him to prevent him from escaping. But then, pungent smelling smoke suddenly assaults your nasal cavity. Watch out! It's a smoke bomb! Yikes! A strong smell chokes you, making your eyes sting. You can feel the confusion around you, alongside strong irritating fumes that makes you cough furiously. You don't know how long has been before everything around you gradually quietens down. A burning sensation comes over the skin around your eyes. You barely manage to crack them open. Shara, are you okay? Do you feel any discomfort? Do not move, let me see. Fortunately, only your eyes are a little swollen. You will be fine after rinsing it with water for a bit. Phew, I'm good. While answering him, you suddenly realize that something is missing. Where is Rolf? He ran away. Murray shakes his head with a regretful expression. He is familiar with the structure of the underground ruin. The moment the smoke emerged, that man disappeared. It may be difficult to find him on our own. We can only... Let's go back and report this to the police first. I think the only thing we can do now is to let the police handle it. Yeah, let's go back up first. Before entering the underground ruin, Artem had already contacted the police officers. So Themis officers were already waiting for you by the time you got out. You immediately recounted everything that has just happened. It turned out that... It turned out to be Professor Rolf. Goodness, this is something. We all thought it was ridiculous. I'm going to contact Captain Haih to find out what to do next. This information that you have collected in the underground ruin will also be handed over to the professional profiling and analysis. Thanks for everything. Please take a rest first. If there is any news, Captain Haih will contact you at once. Yes, please. Oh my god, finally. Oh my god. $26,000 remaining. Yeah. I will do all this first and then yeah, I want to go sleep. I am so tired. Hi, I'm here to buy dried minnows for the cats. Forget to ask the kittens which one they prefer. Miss, you're here to buy dried fish for the stray cats at the end of the alley, right? Yes, how did you know? The location of my store is so well hidden that most of the customers who come knocking are here because of those little ones. Here you go. Looks like those kittens are actually Pluto's cats. kitty kitty, are you all hungry? Here you go. Easy there. There's enough for everyone. That tickles. It's how comfortable you are. The people here must really care for all of you. Alright. This. Damn, the number of questionnaires is not nearly enough. Hello, do you need help? Oh, hello, I am actually a statistics student at Mien University. One of my course assignments is to develop a list of most popular attractions for visitors who come to Kittens. But the deadline is approaching. I've yet to collect enough questionnaires. I see, let me help you then. Really? Thank you so much. Hello, do you have time now? Could you please fill out a questionnaire for me? What is the questionnaire about? It's about tourism on Kittens. Sure, go ahead. May I ask how many times have you visited Kittens? It is my first time in Kittens, but I am already overwhelmed by the sheer beauty of this place. That's true, no one can resist Kittens' charm. Why did you want to come to Kittens? I have already loved the films and movies related to Kittens. It's fair to say that coming here for a tour is something I've always longed for. So what was your favorite spot in Kittens after all your travels? That's a hard question to answer. If I have to choose, then it must be Ruby's. Why's that? Ruby's has the sedimentation of ancient climates and a very strong academic atmosphere. I'm not going to lie, I am even considering settling in Ruby's. Wow, that's a very courageous decision to make. The questionnaire is done, thank you. Thanks for everything. Hello there, little ones. I have questionnaire about traveling to Kittens for you. Are you interested? I am. How many times have you been to Kittens? Well, many times. I can remember exactly how many times I've been here. Why do you come to here that many times? Because my dad works in Kittens all year round. My mom brings me to visit him whenever she can. I see. You've been to Kittens so many times. You must have visited many places. Where is your favorite? The desert oasis. You really didn't hesitate with your answer. I can tell you that you really like the desert oasis. Yeah, because that's where my dad works. I like my dad the most. Oh my god, so sweet. Your dad must have loved you very much too. We're finished now. Thanks for your help. You're welcome. See you. Here you go, all of the information from the questionnaires are here. Wow, thank you so much. You're so kind and you've been a big help. Not at all, it's a novel experience to interact with the visitors from different regions. Alright, let's see. Yeah, let's do this first. There's an oasis. I have clearly prayed so devoutly, so why is my mother's illness is getting worse? This little boy actually looks familiar. Come to think of it, I think I've seen him the other day when we were scouting the Hexagrams. He seemed to be praying to the statue back then. Even the great pharaoh couldn't help my mom. Don't cry, kid. Do you still remember me? My name is Shiraira. What about you? What is your name? My name is Danny. I remember you. You're the pretty lady who greeted me in the Hester ruins before. Danny, can you tell me about your mom's situation? My mother has been running a fever for the past few days. I don't know what to do. Did your father go with your mama to the hospital for a checkup? No, mother has been out for somewhere very, very far away. I have never seen him. And mama said not to get a doctor. Doctors have no way to treat her disease. It sounds a bit complicated in Danny's family, and his mother doesn't seem willing to seek medical help. The rush suggestion for her to go for a medical examination is unrealistic. I should report this to the police and see how they handle it. Danny, trust me, your mama will be fine. I will find great people to help Danny. Really? Thank you, pretty lady. And the last, oh no. After saying goodbye to Danny, you hurry to Mien CBD to inform the police officers about Danny and his current difficulties. Thank you, traveler from afar. I'll contact my colleagues later and have them send the rescue workers down. To be honest, I've been to Danny's before and have learned a bit about them. Do you know Danny, officer? Yeah, poor little Danny. He's been living with his mother since his father died in a car accident. Oh my god. I've visited his family a few times before. His family isn't in a good situation, but they do seem to be at peace. So who knows? Don't worry, we will do our best to help them. The police officer seems to be very keen on seeing Danny. I guess it should be a good news. Hopefully Danny's mom gets better soon. And the last one. Oh no, what should I do? How could I have encountered something like this? Are the gods trying to punish me? Hey, what's going on? My camel's gone. I just went to check with Master Sultan next door. I didn't expect to find my camel gone once I come back. Did anyone see where the camel went? Someone said that they ran deep down into the oasis. The oasis is so huge. How am I to find my camel by myself? How about I help you? It will be faster with two people. Thank you, traveler from afar. You must be the messenger sent by the great god to save me. This is the water trough where the camels usually drink, right? There are many messy animals' footprints on the ground. They should have been left by camels. There's a separate line of footprints extending to a south. Could it be left by the lost camel? Well, whatever. I should follow it and see where it leads. The camel's footprint extends all the way to this end of the palm tree. Further ahead at the depth of the desert, is the camel really heading deeper into the desert? Should I keep going? Maybe not. I'm not very familiar with the area nearby and might run into a danger if I just rashly head deeper into the desert like that. By then, I would not be helping but creating more trouble instead. Well, I'd better go back first and tell the camel owner what I found. You head back to the camel feedlot and inform the camel's owner about what you found. I think the camel may have headed south down into the desert. Perhaps you can get more hands to search further toward the south of Ita Desert. South? Oh, so that's it. No wonder I couldn't find it. I see. So that's where it trends to. Thank you, Gastronomphara. I know where they are now. There is another smaller oasis further south from here, where many fruit-bearing cacti grow. I think they must have run off to enjoy a meal by themselves. But there is quicksand along the way. There is very dangerous, so we hardly ever go over there to let Camel graze. Oh no, what if you run into quicksand? Sorry, but I have to rush over there immediately to take a look. I will surely return your favor the next time I have the chance. Don't worry, it's nothing important. I hope you can bring that glutinous camel home soon. Alright, completed. So let's claim all of this. Nothing. Here, system. Nothing. Wait. This. Yeah. Alright, that's all. Oh my god. What is this? Oh, this. Someone have already got this, right? Yeah. Yeah, no, it's okay. I don't mind. I mean, like, I haven't done all of this yet. So yeah, it's okay. So I think that's all. We will meet again for all the sites. All the